Shivoham, Shivoham, Satchitananda Rupa. 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 Shivoham, Shivoham. Shine on me, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me, shine on me, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. Shine on me, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me, shine on me, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse.
जय श्री माता जी. Please look at the photograph of Shri Mataji and please bow down to the Shri Mataji. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, you are Sakshat Shri Adishakti. Mother, please grant us the permission to do the meditation at your lotus feet and please bless us thoughtless state. Now please keep your both hands on your lap and slowly close your eyes. Our complete attention is on center of both the palms and Sahasrara. We will listen lecture of Shri Mataji about Sri Ganesh Tattva.
Thing is that to respect Sri Ganesha is to understand the importance of chastity. Chastity is not only for the women, it is more for the men to observe. If you have self-respect in the real sense of the word, you will take to chastity without any difficulties. But if you have no self-respect, then you run after something which is very low, of a very degrading quality. So it's very important that chastity must be respected, must be understood, and must be imbibed. This habit of not observing the proper protocol of the chastity develops from childhood. And we have to be very careful when we are in a Ganesha state. We should not take to such horrible things. I don't know from where people get the ideas. As you see today, in the whole world, there's a crisis of chastity. In the West especially, we have heard of so many cases of child abuse. In a temple of God, one should not even take the name of this dirty disease which has grabbed the people. But in India, we have never heard of it. We don't know. Of course, some of the men are very, very ruined people and they can't help it unless and until they are put into jail. But for us, Sahajayoga is very important to look after our chastity. As I told you yesterday, it is not necessary to find a girl for yourself or a boy for yourself. It's also against the rules of chastity. I'm not saying that you should allow only your parents to decide, but let the Sahajayoga decide, because you are Sahajis. You are born after the image of Ganesha, who ultimately becomes Christ. So what should be your attitude towards chastity is very important. The most important thing that if we get ruined on our chastity level, then Sahajayoga is very, very difficult. And it doesn't give you that blessing as you should have. You saw yesterday people from Romania and also from Ukraine were singing so beautifully. One of the reasons is that basically they are very, very humble. They are humble down. So much so that they have given up nonsensical ideas about sex life and all. So the humility will teach you that you are not having your self-respect. In the Islam, they stressed a very big importance on chastity, very much. And this was gone to such an extent that Muhammad Sahib said that you can have 5 wives or 4 wives, but you don't have women who are prostitutes. Once this chastity starts leaving us, we don't mind anything under the sun. We have seen results of that working out in many people who are very highly placed. And these highly placed people think that they are something great and they can overcome the binding of Jesus Christ and they can do what they like, go on misbehaving with women who are under them. They may do it secretly, they may do it anyway, but Ganesha watches that and he punishes them for what they are doing. It's a terrible thing to go into these kind of ventures which are not the field of Sahajogis. Sahajogis have to first of all steady their eyes because it is concerned with the power of Jesus Christ. But in all the Christian nations I've seen, people have wandering eyes. Very surprising. When Christ is their leader, they worship Christ, go to church, sing the praise of Christ, and they have wandering eyes all over. These wandering eyes cannot be representative of the chastity of Christ. Now, the second point is that the power of Ganesha can only be manifested if you are wise, because he is the giver of wisdom. Now people don't understand what is wisdom is. This is the big problem. Intelligence, so-called, is not wisdom. It can make you a very cunning, very aggressive, and sometimes very subtle person, who can go on deceiving people, telling lies, doing all kinds of things, and believing in themselves that they are very, very successful. Success is never the criteria of a Sahajayoga. Success in Sahajayoga means very subtle surrendering of oneself to Sahajayoga. That is seldom to be found unless and until you meditate every day. It is very important that you must meditate. Those who do not meditate will be lost to Sahajayoga, because wisdom can only grow through your inner inspiration. You can have this inner inspiration only if the power of Sri Ganesha manifests. He is the giver of your wisdom. In the wisdom, what you do is to find solutions. Solutions which are peaceful, which are satisfying, which are soothing. He is the one who takes you to task also. Like yesterday I was told there was a whirlwind and many people had to suffer a little bit because of the wind that came and blew off your tents. There's no need to have tents in this climate. What is the need? I don't understand. But they cannot live without a tent, you see. I can sleep outside very nicely on the street also. So there's no need to sort of fuss about all these things and bring the whole household here. There's no need. We should not be afraid of discomfort. If you want to have a very comfortable life and you can't suffer any discomfort, you are no good for Sahajayoga. In olden days, people used to go to Himalayas, stand on one leg, pray to God, and they didn't get realization. They couldn't get realization, while you all have got realization. So one should not try to make oneself very, very sort of a lordly person. There is no need to care for comfort. I can live in comfort and I can live in anywhere, at this age also. So what you have to do is to, not to practice, I say, asceticism, but to become an ascetic. Practicing means trouble, but if you just become an ascetic from within, then you don't bother about these little things here and there. But our style is still molded by outside world. We haven't got our own world, then we are going as the fashion is. And once you start going with the fashion, the wisdom disappears. I never tell anybody that you don't have this fashion or that fashion or anything. It's your wisdom which will teach you. Wisdom will teach you how to regulate yourself, because you have come here to ascend, to achieve a great special place in the realm of spirituality. I must stress again on the power of wisdom. Before doing anything, you should just appeal to your wisdom and find out if it is wise to be like that. With this practice, you will reduce your temper. Absolutely. You will reduce your lust. You will reduce your guilt very much. Because once you start understanding that there is no wisdom in feeling guilt. Your guilt will disappear. Also, the worst thing is that we have a great desire to have this, have that, and to indulge into all kinds of greed. This greed becomes zero as soon as you understand wisely that there's no need. Otherwise, all the time you'll be thinking about yourself, about your health, about your children, about your house, whatever is supposed to be yours. But the death proves that there's nothing belongs to you. You have come alone and you have to go alone. This is the wisdom which is to be imbibed. You cannot practice it, you cannot force it, but is to be imbibed through your spirituality. Then the greatest thing that happens is the joy of the dancing of Sri Ganesh. Like a child, you see him dancing, how joyous he feels and you also feel. In the same way, a little child being born within you, and you start behaving like a small.
Now, please slowly open your eyes, look at the photograph of Sri Mataji, and please bow down to the Sri Mataji. Jai Sri Mataji.